Welcome to my relaxation corner. I have created this area. This is my Zen area where I like to do my meditation, my mindfulness, and obviously my videos. But I like to talk a little bit more and give you some good ideas in case you decide that you want to make a corner of your own where you can relax, read a book, meditate, do some yoga, play some music, do some dancing, anywhere that you find that is peaceful for you. And I'm going to give you some ideas that's going to give you the right energy that you need in order to create that happy space for you.
Your Inner Being channel.
So when we're talking about our environment in a peaceful place, we often think of a place that's very zenful, that has a tranquility to it, a place that's full of candles. Those are all great things. And yes, that's what we're trying to accomplish here today. But really, it doesn't need to be anything complicated. In fact, the whole concept is simplicity. So in order to create your space, you don't need a whole lot. In fact, one of the first things you can do is have an empty space. An empty space with nothing there is a good place to start. And you can actually literally have just that as your comfort zone. But anything where you're going to add here is going to be very important to the energy that we put in. So there is a science behind all of this. You can look up feng shui, but basically it's an idea and an understanding of how certain items, certain things actually produce a certain kind of energy field in your environment. Putting the right kind of energy fields in your environment is going to produce certain types of results. So the idea here is to bring in elements that are natural on Earth and bring them into your environment. And today's lesson, we're going to learn about what kind of things that are going to bring a calmness or a focus, a place where you can not only just be calm, but a place where you can open up, be clear, have a lot of energy while still being calm. So starting with the environment, as you walk into it, the first thing that you're going to see is color. The color of the room is going to need to reflect a tone that is earth-like. So you're going to look at colors such as brown, gray, blue, green, white, and black do work. Now, when you're choosing those blues and greens, it can't be a vibrant blue or a vibrant green. It has to be subtle. And that goes for the colors yellow, orange, and red. Those are very warm. Those are very energetic, which is something that we don't want, or at least down to a minimum. If you're going to have those colors as an accent, you can. But make sure that it doesn't overexcite the room. So now we're going to bring in some elements, and keeping in mind that our decors that we have, we are going to try to decorate the area using these elements. For example, wood. Try to have a space or have an element of that represents wood in your area. Simply, wood could be implemented in so many different ways, such as perhaps a bowl that's been carved out of wood, or even a statue, again, carved. It could be a chair or a table. It could be a bookshelf. The next thing we're going to present in here is the representation of rock or stone. And again, so many different options that we have here. We can have something that's very popular as a water fountain. You can have planters that are made out of stone. Statues, again, made out of stone, gems and crystals. Quartz crystals are crystals of any kind, large or small. In fact, you can have just one rock, a simple rock from the outdoors, bring it in. You'll be surprised on how wonderful it looks, how it complements the area, especially when the area is simple like we're going to create. The next thing is warmth. We want fire. We want to have representation of the sun. So candles are part of that. Most homes, or in some rooms, you have track lighting that has a dimmer on it. And you can dim the lights down just so that it kind of mimics having a fire at nighttime. A nice, beautiful, calm glow into the room. Now, during the day, like today, we can have the sun shining into this environment, which brings light and warmth. Again, that sun is fire, so it's the perfect thing. To go along with that, we need to have a representation of water. This is very easy. Again, a fountain with a stone. That's having two things at one. Other water ideas are an aquarium. Having an aquarium with fish in it or plants. Something that you go to where you can you tend to from time to time. Another thing too is easily as just bringing in a glass of water that you're drinking. Having just a glass of water in your environment while you're in it counts, and that is a nice addition to your space. The obvious thing here is plants. Obviously, it's one of the things that I enjoy in my environment. I have my plants, but you don't need a lot. In fact, all you need is just one plant. One plant will do the trick. It could be of any variety, as long as it's something that when you come into that area, you have to attend to it. So your connection to that environment is beyond just being there. You actually have to tend to that plant, which has that extra added connection between you and the environment. So now I want to bring in the concept of bringing air into your environment. Obviously, you don't need to work hard at that. If you don't have air in your environment, you're gonna die. So air is here. But we can still represent air by bringing some freshness into here with our smells. So having a smell that complements the area is what we're looking for. Now I have here some examples of some smells that people like to burn. I have some sage here, and I also have simple incense. Now, for whatever reason, I can't handle the sense of burning elements in here. It gives me a headache. So I don't like to burn this stuff in my environment. If I'm doing smudging of any kind, it goes outside. But other people do enjoy this stuff in your environment, and that's okay. However, this smell usually comes in the form of kind of like a perfume or burning, which is not a fresh scent. So I encourage you to use other alternatives for smell, such as essential oils that have that element of freshness or outdoors, and not using a scent that has the sense of what you might be cooking, like cupcakes or chocolate or vanilla. Just things that are floral, fresh, will do. That's what we're looking for, or nothing at all, of course. Another consideration that is okay is the element of metal. You can bring in metal into your environment, which is a nice addition, and that comes in the forms, again, it could be a frame, it could be a structure, a shelving unit. In my environment, I definitely have my singing bowls in here, and I also have a few plant holders that are made out of brass. So that element is acceptable in there, and it's actually a nice addition to it. So from here, anything that you're going to add into your space has to complement this theme of why you're using that space in the first place. So if you are here for doing some meditation or mindfulness, well, then you're going to want to have a cushion, or maybe even a blanket. Now, if you're reading, you're obviously going to want to have a chair of some kind. So that chair, maybe it's a comfy chair, or maybe it's a hammock, or maybe it's a swinging chair. Now, if you're doing yoga, you're going to want a yoga mat and all your yoga accessories to go along with that. And if you're doing it for any other reason, playing music, dancing, you're going to want to have those elements represented into your space, as long as it makes sense to you. One other aspect that I want to mention is that when you look at this stuff online, you're going to get some ideas. And some people put representations of wording on the wall. Peace, tranquility, happiness, I believe, hope, things like that. If you put all that stuff, make sure that it represents something positive and something that actually resonates and connects with you. So that is acceptable, but again, keeping that to a minimum and keeping those words specific to your intentions. So with that, I leave you with that information for you to create that perfect space with the right kind of energy. And I hope that you take at least some of this information, but preferably all of it, because it's the perfect combination to maximize the energy in order to create that calmness, tranquility, a place that's mentally and physically healthy for you, a place that you enjoy and connect with your environment. And until next time, enjoy life. Take care, and I wish you well.
Thank you for watching.